let's talk about Republican virtue signaling here for a second. Republicans are the party of the military. They're going to support the military no matter what. They're going to back our troops and stand for the anthem and continue to just funnel money into our bloated military budget. But right here, Trump said the quiet part kind of loud. Republicans don't care about the troops. They care about the military. They don't care about the troops. So basically, what you have here are new allegations of Trump calling dead soldiers losers and suckers for dying on the battlefield. So your average American sees this, and they're thinking, well, let me put it this way. Your average Trump supporter sees this, and you go one of two ways. You go either one,
fake news,
fake news, or you go two, well, you know what? I guess they are kind of losers and suckers because they died for their country and they didn't actually, kill the bad guys or whatever. They're just going to conform to Trump no matter what he says. So as far as like the fake news accusations go, I can pretty confidently say that I think he said this. I can say with
it's not out of the realm
say
of possibility.
I can say with no, it's well within the realm of possibility. I could say with 99% certainty. I'd bet all the money I have right now that he said this. You know why I know he said this?
Yeah,
because of what he said about John McCain.
Yeah.
He literally said out loud, John McCain is a loser because he got captured. He likes his war heroes whenever they aren't captured. If he's willing to say that about somebody as prominent as John McCain, what do you think he's saying about the little guys? He has said stuff far worse than this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and of course, it's a fake story. It's a disgrace that they're allowed to do it. Dude, that's actually I didn't even think about that. The thing that he said about John McCain, I totally didn't even put that together until you said that. Yeah, you're definitely right about that.
Yeah. I mean, that is for somebody who has that kind of recognition, like John McCain, who is pretty much universally upheld as a war hero. And this dude in chat is now saying that John McCain is a loser. The only reason he was a pilot was because his daddy was an admiral in the Navy. Does that negate all his military service because he comes from a military family? That negates the service, the time he actually sacrificed from his life in the military? No, it doesn't, because whenever you go out into an active war zone, you don't know you're coming back. You're not banking on daddy to get you home.
Yeah.
He got captured and he was tortured.
Yeah.
And now you're going to go and conform to Trump's little narrative that John McCain is some loser because he got captured by the military. No, you literally have soup for a brain because you can't actually comprehend the fact that Trump is he's just running a cult.
Yeah, I would say, because I think he was a pilot, right? He was shot down, I think. I would say, because I think he was a Navy pilot. So yeah, whenever you take off from that aircraft carrier, you don't know if Daddy's gonna tell the Viet Cong to not shoot down your plane.
Yeah, well, whenever you're going down in a ball of fire, you're thinking, well, good thing my dad's an admiral because he'll get me out of this. No, you're not thinking that. You're thinking, there's no way I'm gonna make it home.
Yeah,
you're thinking I'm going to die.
What was the thing where John McCain said he has to his wife had to help him take off his clothes because he can't lift his arm above his head. You know what I mean?
Did you hear about this story? He was beaten senseless.
Yeah. Oh yeah, then of course, then Joe Biden brought up that grew emotional because his son Beau Biden died a couple years ago, and I think he was an Iraq vet. So of course, Joe Biden was very upset about that and calling him out. How would you feel if you had a kid in Afghanistan? And yeah.
And so you know what's going to come out of this? You know what's going to come out of this? Absolutely nothing.
I was just gonna say not a single goddamn thing.
Because Trump either intentionally or mistakenly is employing a bed of nails strategy, where if you just have that one thing that's just poking into your back, you really feel it. But whenever you just have a nice uniform bed of nails, you don't really feel this one. So we have a Republican president that called individual troops losers and suckers for dying on the battlefield for their nation, and Republicans will still be hailed as the party of the military. And Democrats, anytime they try to decrease funding to our bloated military budget, they will be deemed anti-American and anti-military because they want to reallocate those funds to other programs that might be more efficient or more efficient than the military.
Yeah, which is something that makes me absolutely so mad that Democrats don't fight back on. That they just let Republicans get away with calling themselves, like, the party of the military and party of veterans and all that. It's one of those things we were talking about with how absolutely weak the Democrats are. They need to fight back on this narrative because it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anytime like things like funding for veterans medical care or like with the VA or to help homeless and stuff like that, which veterans are disproportionately homeless, like because of the mental problems they have that associated with PTSD and stuff like that. Whenever they try to bring this funding up, it's Republicans are always the one that shoot it down. Because they only like to just get up and have rallies saying like we love the troops, we love the American flags and all that, and give medals to war criminals and stuff like that. Like I think Trump pardoned that one Navy SEAL who was who has on multiple occasions was court-martialed for war crimes and stuff like that. They like to do that kind of stuff. But when it comes to
he was actually convicted of war crimes.
Yeah, but when it comes to actually helping out veterans, no, they don't have enough money to do that. And of course Trump's saying it's a fake story. To me, they're heroes. It's hard to believe how they could do it. And I say the level of bravery, and to me, they're absolute heroes. Yeah. So that's really all he has to say.
McCain lost use of his arms because he didn't know how to properly eject himself from his plane. He broke his arms before he even hit the ground. You're right. You know what? You're 100% right. He didn't know how to properly eject himself from his crashing plane. So all of his military service, all of his sacrifices he made to his nation, completely negated. You're right. If that's the bar to which you hold individual soldiers achieving that hero status, you have a lot of people to go through. You have a lot of people say, okay, you're not a hero, you're not a hero, you're not a hero.
Yeah, but I would say, that's kind of irrelevant to the fact. I mean, he was beat senselessly. I mean, sure, okay, sure, say you're right, sure. That's why he couldn't lift his arm, but it doesn't change the fact that he was a POW for how long? A while now, right? Or he was there for a while, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly how long, but yeah. So, a lot of tension. Right now. Yeah. Look it up. I'll read a little more of this. So, yeah, supposedly there's a lot of tension between the commander-in-chief and some military leadership for using his stormtroopers against protesters on the street. They wanted to rename bases that are named for Confederate generals because the military. I mean, they usually back things like diversity programs and stuff like that. Typically, just because you want more soldiers, so you want to be more diverse and inclusive, and that's the way to do it. So. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it's clemency for accusing convicted war criminals. Yeah. So, because I think it was the thing where, the military literally court-martials somebody and then he pardons them. Let's see. Would not be closing. Oh, yeah. So, his would not be closing Stars and Stripes, the military newspaper. Yeah, I didn't even hear about that story. Wonderful source of information for our great military. Remember we were saying the last time, those words, they always have to use a lot of hyperbole. A wonderful source for our great military, No! Dude, Mr. Trump's assertion on Friday that I never called John a loser. That's it.
I never called John a loser. That's fake news.
Yeah, that was filed by video and recording him doing just that. There's literally video of it saying, "I never called John a loser."
Now is Trump a compulsive liar, or is he actually just that stupid?
Oh, good question. Good question.
Referring to John McCain, a war hero, 5.5 years as a POW, and you call him a dummy. Is that appropriate?
Oh boy, Streamlabs and YouTube. Iowa. Yeah, that's where Iowa State is. It's like an hour from here, or 45 minutes probably. I have meetings up there sometimes. with Iowa State's engineering
running for
department.
president.
Okay, you got to let me speak though, Frank, because you interrupt all the time. Okay. So, no, I know him too well. That's the problem. Let's take John McCain. I'm in Phoenix. We have a meeting that is going to have 500 people at the Biltmore Hotel. We get a call from the hotel. It's turmoil. Thousands and thousands of people are showing up. 3-4 days before, they're pitching tents on the hotel grass. The hotel says, we can't handle it. It's going to destroy the hotel. We move it to the convention center. We have 15,000 people. The biggest one ever. Bigger than Bernie Sanders, bigger than 15,000 people showed up to hear me speak. Bigger than anybody. And everybody knows it. A beautiful day with incredible people that were wonderful, great Americans, I will tell you. John McCain goes, oh boy, Trump makes my life difficult. He had 15,000 crazies show up. Crazies. He called them all crazy.
I mean,
They weren't crazy. They were great Americans. These people, if you would have seen these people, I know what a crazy is. I know all about crazies. These weren't crazy. So
I know crazy better than anybody.
And he insulted everybody in that room. And I said, somebody should run against John McCain, who has been, in my opinion, not so hot. And I supported him. I supported him for president. I raised $1 million for him. It's a lot of money. I supported him. He lost. He let us down. But, he lost. So I never liked him as much after that, because I don't like losers. But Frank, let me get to it. He hit me. He's not a war hero.
He's a war hero.
He's a war hero. 5.5 years.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Do you agree with that?
He's a war hero.
Yeah, so there you go.
you see
on video.
Cabling. Nobody was questioning the legitimacy of John McCain's service until Trump said something. And then everybody jumped on board and was just taking Trump's side, no matter how bad it makes him look, no matter how anti-military it makes him look.
Yep. Oh, yeah, also, the draft dodge has expressed bewilderment. People choose military service over making money. Yeah.
Too bad there's no Democrat president in power for 8 years that could have withdrawn the troops from harm's way. Nobody on the stream is making the case that Democratic presidents are terrible at foreign policy.
Yeah,
it's not a matter of Republican versus Democrat.
Again, it's the thing.
It's American foreign policy that sucks.
Yeah, also that's the big thing is anytime we start criticizing it, well, the Democrats, yeah, as if like I support Democrats, or as if like Democrats aren't terrible on foreign policy and they drone strike and invade places just as much as Republicans do. Like I mean, when it comes to domestic policy, yeah, I think there's a pretty clear-cut difference between Republicans and Democrats. Like Democrats support things like representation for oppressed groups and they tend to not like to deploy the military on American civilians like Republicans like to. But like when it comes to foreign policy, dude, either party will just blow up anybody in any country. They do not care.